Playing the Prize of Galette today. Beastmen All Herd versus Oakenbrow Sylvaneth. We've got a bunch of guys in reserve here. This unit being called on with the Brayherd Horn. And we have Beastmen set up here. They were able to deploy first. They are the attacker with Sylvaneth deployed over there. Beast will allow Sylvaneth to take the first turn. End of Sylvaneth turn 1. They chose Cunning Maneuver, and they used the forest paths to move their general up over here to take this objective and contest it. They gained 4 points. They moved up and repositioned several of their stuff. Abysmal magic phase, as they were denied, as well as didn't cast anything with the Lady of the Vines. They shot in the Bestigors, killing 4.5. As we go into turn 1 beasts. Beastmen turn 1 took Desecrate their lands, which they were able to get with this group of Ungor Raiders. The Ungor Raiders went ahead and shot at the tree revenants that were there. The Doombold did a ritual of ruin on them as well. They lost 3 models, and then they failed battle shock and lost the rest of the unit. The Bestigors there ran on, didn't run, but they moved on up. The Gossiping Archers redeployed, and then they rolled an 11-inch charged on, and lost 5 of them to the volley, and then the Gossiping Archers rolled a 1 on their movement. So they were stuck in combat. The Bestigors ended up killing 5 of them. And the Sylvaneth used their last command point to Inspiring Presence them, so they didn't run. This unit here ran on up and just took this objective, having 19 on them instead of the 13 or 14 that the Sylvaneth have. This one tried to cast the birds for the spell, but was denied, but they were able to get the bull out. This unit, at the end of the battle shock phase, because of All Herd, was able to regenerate D3 plus 3, so the 2 that died from the ritual came back, plus 1. So this is now at a full unit again, as one ran to battle shock because of that too. And turn 1, priority was won by Sylvaneth, and they are going to try and take it, as this Doom Bull and these Bulgors are still in reserve. End of Sylvaneth turn 2. They chose eye for an eye for their battle tactic, but in hindsight, I should have done Desecrate their lands. But I set up this just in case for next round. I also got the Cygor down to 1 wound, so Sylvaneth could potentially do damage there as well next round. Unfortunately, though, no units were killed. Durthu missed on his 2 attacks with the thorns, and was only able to, and 4 more Bestigors ran to battle shock there. These guys were killed down to 2 guys, automatically did Inspiring Presence on them, and then they regained another 4. And the Ungors over here, 5 more ran to battle shock, and then 4 came back as well. So Sylvaneth gained 1 point for holding this objective this turn. The Beast turn 2 took Reduced to Savagery, would need to affect an enemy hero with a ritual and make that enemy dead. They chose it on this one here. She actually did suffer it. She ran away from the Ungors 6 inches, redeploy, so that she wasn't shot to death, but the Bulgors made a 10-inch charge and finished her off. The unit here was able to rally one, but then once the Bulgors charged in, they reduced them down to one guy. And that one guy was able to kill one of the Bulgors at least. The Doom Bull was not able to make any of his charges. The Cygor came backed up a bit so that he could potentially heal, but that spell ran away from him. The spell over here only did 2 wounds to the Tree Lord. That was it. It wasn't able to wound anybody else. The Dryads suffered a bunch of casualties and then lost 4 due to battle shock. And over here, the Ungors were killed down to the man, and he was able to, we were able to Inspiring Presence and then get 4 back because of All Herd. I just rolled a dice for the Ungors, and they were actually able to get 6 back as well due to them. So I'll be setting them back on up over here, taking this objective. At that point, we will be going on into turn 3. Sylvaneth turn 3 shows that they have came back quite a bit. They took March of the Forest Lords and needed to kill a monster with a Tree Lord attack, and so he shot the Cygor off the table. They then, him and her, both charged the Ungors that were there. They had to choose this one combat first for him, because otherwise the Ungors would have been chosen and would have just came out of the combat. So he was able to finish up the Ungors and using the spear paths, boop on over here to grab that objective and be in position to deny Beasts their grand strategy. We've got failed charges with Durthu, but the Gossamer Archers rallied, gaining 4 back, and were able to fire off and kill 2 Bulgors. The Tree Lord here was able to do some shots into the Ungors here, as well as Durthu into the Gors here, and with him charging them on in and stopping them so that they fought last, they ended up dying to the man. Over here, the decided to charge with the Dryads, thinking that I could try to get these guys off this terrain to set up for Desecrate next turn. Problem was that because I had to pick that fight over there first, the Gors got to go first and killed 7 Dryads with an all-out attack. Dryads came back and killed killed 3. But even after Battle Shock, rolled a 6 for the D3 plus 3 to came back, so they only down 1 guy so far. With that, it is Sylvaneth controls this objective, the middle, as well as that one, and we're going to Beasts turn 3. Beasts of Chaos turn 3. They chose Trampled to Mulch, and they were actually able to kill that one last Dryad left. And they were actually, during combat, the Tree Lord tried to make them fight last and rolled a 1. So they were able to just slaughter the Tree Lord there. These guys ran as fast as they could up to here to take the objective from this Tree Lord, and the Tree Lord smashed this to rubble, denying them their grand strategy. All in all, it was a pretty good turn for Beast of Chaos, and they control 1, control 2, control more, and their battle tactic. Turn 4, Beastmen won the priority, so they chose to go first, trying to keep that momentum high. Unfortunately, they did not get Tendrils of Atrophy off on this Tree Lord, but they did make it fight last, and he also made them fight last. The Bulgors charged on into Durthu, was only able to do a little bit of wounds to him, and he died. This worm was able to kill one of the Bulgors anyway, so it was only a unit of 2 running in there. Doom Bull also failed his charge to get on in there. Can't fire through the woods, so those bowmen who were going to shoot at them can't. And the Taurus over there didn't do anything to Durthu and only did 1 wound to the Gossip Archers. This Tree Lord over here was able to kill all the Gores except for 2. But then on the Battle Shock, because of all herd, they gained 6 back. And that is turn 4 for the Beastmen. Turn 4 for Sylvaneth. They decided to try something cheeky and do Matter of Honor with this bodyguard unit here. They went ahead and shot at this guy who did all-out defense. They ended up getting no 6s in their attack, whiffing on their wounds, and he was able to make at least the number of saves to have 1 wound left, failing their battle tactic. They did grab this objective off of him though, by using the ways and getting about 5 guys within range of that. Durthu went ahead and charged on into here, making it with a 10-inch charge. These guys did try twice to make a 9-inch charge into him, but they failed both times. But Durthu made it with his 10-inch. He got outside of range of that and was able to fight first. He decided to split his attacks, putting 3 of the sword into the bull and 1 of the sword and 2 of the impaling talons into that group there, which all died. But on the hits for the sword on the Doom Bull, he got 1s and 2s, whiffing. The Doom Bull got a 6 on one of his attacks, and then Durthu failed 1 for the horns, causing 5 wounds, bring him to 12. She failed her charge as well, getting double 1s. This guy, though, was able to shoot off 6 of the Gores and then was able to stomp with his monstrous action, killing the remainder. Sylvaneth owned all 4 active objectives. There, and gained 3 points. Top of turn 5, Sylvaneth run the roll-off, so they went ahead and took it. They did gaining momentum and chose that Bray-haired shaman there, which Lady of Vines was able to shoot off. He was able to shoot off as well. And Beasts were tabled turn 4. What happened over here was crazy. We tried doing a lot of trying to dispelling of endless spells, and none of them worked. So this one came on in, dealt damage to, first off, the Doom Bull did the heroic action to fight in the hero phase. Ended up killing Durthu, but Durthu had the seed. That triggered, and he healed for 1. This thing then killed the Doom Bull, but he also had fueled by Girlish Rage. So that triggered, and he healed for 1. Then the Doom Bull came on, and then this Taurus came on in and actually finished off the Durthu with 3 mortal wounds. The archers then came in and finished the job on the Doom Bull. Absolutely insane. With that, the game is tied 18-18 with the Beasts not achieving their battle tactic and Sylvaneth not being able to achieve their grand strategy. Go figure. Crazy game.